Right, welcome back to another episode, and we are right now in France, 8k in to a run, 8.5 roughly. We're going to hop on a treadmill in the gym to do the tempo because I simply don't know my way around. I'm basically doing 1k repeats at a 3:35 to 3:45 minute k, and then we're going to run back. So we'll probably finish on a decent amount today. Not bad for a holiday. And yeah, then we're going to go through some stuff. We've had a few little issues with Arc, which I'm going to go through when we're in front of the computer. But in the meantime, let's crack on with the session and get it done.
Junction. This train is for Yeovil Junction. The next station is Woking.
Everything else, yeah, let me know about
Cards and freedom passes without a suitable extension are not valid on this service.
So Arc, the app that I've been making, that I've been developing, that is a hybrid training app, we had one massive issue. That is the name. What we found is that there is another company in London, a really cool gym, there's also called Arc, and we could keep going on with the same name. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Arc is a commonly used word. However, the owner is a pillar of the community and someone that is very respected, and ultimately we want to be part of this community that we're trying to build and be able to go to different gyms and partner with them. So we've taken the decision to change the name, and we were looking at different ways to kind of create the vibe and the buzz that we wanted, and we've settled on Edge. And part of that was, when creating a name, it's about creating something that symbolises the brand, so finding your edge, or unlocking that edge basically. And that was important to us, so words that had that meaning of ultimate performance. Other words like peak were also in discussion. And then it also, we wanted it to be able to have a very succinct logo design, which ultimately took lots and lots of iterations, which I'm going to show you now. So we started with this kind of fintech design, which ultimately looks crap, but we went through all of these different iterations, and we kind of liked this idea here, but it was looking just a bit basic, and I ended up squishing it by accident, and it resulted in this logo here. And through many different iterations, it looked maybe a little bit too spaced out. We're trying it on different things, and then we finally settled on this logo here. We can see, like, it symbolises the E, that we have an edge. It also has the symbolic rising of progress through a progress graph. But also, I do also just think it looks really clean, and I'm really happy with how it kind of turned out. And I'm by no means a logo designer or graphic designer. I just bodge my way through anything that I can kind of do myself. So this is what we settled on. We're very much still in the early days, and I hope you think that the logo kind of represents who we are as a brand. But if you've got any other ideas of any kind of branding or marketing that you really like, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to see it. I'm heading down to Somerset right now to pick up my dog, and I've got plenty of work to do, so let's lock in and get some shit done.
Never known a girl
shows the value, like how bright it is. I tried to go for like below +1. You can see that's +1.7.
Yeah. Two things. So one, the timeline is like starting the brand like potentially as of next week, like in public, like proper public. Try and build like a landing page with like, I basically need to get this done very soon, just so I can have it like rotating.
Right, renovations. Let's talk. So, this house, I got it for basically in 2022 in August. I completed on the project, and I ended up spending £695,000. Obviously got a mortgage because I don't have that in cash, but it was a 7-bedroom house, and essentially what I've done is I've torn apart the top floor. So I did all the demo work myself for that, and all the other rooms, there were basically 4 bedrooms below it. That top floor was completely illegal, what they were doing in terms of the room size. But these rooms below, what we've done a lot of work on, this room itself, which I currently have my desk in, no work really needed to be done to it, so kind of ideal. But in Isaac's room, I won't film his room just because of privacy in it, but the bathroom, which I will show you. So this bathroom was the first thing that we did, and it cost me about £6,000, £7,000 I think, in terms of the materials for everything, tiles, kitchen. We also had to build some walls as well, and then it actually cost another £10,000 in labour, so it ended up costing £17,000, which was eye-watering, I can tell you that. However, I am really happy with the way it looked, and the bathroom in here is the next project that we're going to be basically copying the bathroom. I had to basically spend around 1,500 quid just to get a new worktop put in, and a washing machine which needs a cover, and a few things like this back paneling. Nothing major, literally just to be a little bit more livable. That was all I was doing in terms of the kitchen, just to make it a little bit more palatable. Now we go into the big stuff, where I've recently done the garden and the utility room. So the garden used to be an absolute mess. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. And now, almost done, last day of it today. This is what we're looking like, which I think has turned out really clean. We've got the beds, which are planted some rosemary and Ross and sage, and we've got some astroturf just for ease of management. It belongs to the council, that they need to go and fix that. The lighting is going in today, all being plugged in, so we'll have lights all the way down there and all the way down here, as well as towards the back. But let me just show you the utility room, which is kind of included in that invoice, and I can give you the total. So the utility room was an absolute shed. Basically turned it into a place where we can keep bikes, the washing machine, the kind of wet clothes and things like that. This is what we are currently looking like, with the bikes being held up here. You can see there's a loo in there, and then the washing machine goes in this hole here. However, we currently have a leak. It's a bit of a nightmare. But again, that's going to be fixed today. We have another sink going in here as well. It's basically just going to come like a little washroom, cycling shoes or running shoes, whatever. Just like a little bit nicer to kind of keep the ironing boards and all that kind of crap. So going through the figures, the bathroom, the new bathroom cost 17,000. The kitchen downstairs, I think, cost about 1,500 quid. The labour for the garden and the utility room cost 9,087, and the materials for both of those things, all the tiles, sinks, wood, sleepers, soil, sand, that cost £5,358.67. So in total, the current spend at the moment is £33,455.65. This is without the top floor, which is the next project, where we're turning that top floor into a complete studio apartment where I'm going to live. Kitchen and bathroom and everything. up there, so it'll be completely self-contained. I think that's estimated to cost between 30 to 35,000, depending on the amount of kind of units and white goods that we have up there, which is again scary, and I don't know where that's going to come from for now, but it's the joy of these things, is you've just got to make it work and trust the process. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit scary talking about these numbers because they are just scary, and they seem very adult, and in my mind I still think that I'm 21 years old, but we're dealing with big problems and you need a good amount of money to kind of deal with them. And I know that we are still very early days in terms of like building a property portfolio, but for me it's a massive goal is to build this into a real business. And yeah, we're only at the start of it now, so I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more about property ambitions, because it's something that I've thought about for the last 5 years, and with the UK political climate it's going to make it a little bit harder, but I feel like if you are willing and determined enough, you can make it work regardless. So if you have any questions regarding the property, any just kind of like house stuff, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know. Just kind of mid-wrapped.
Just don't look fit enough, you know. Honestly, how can you be seen out on the street?
Got to stay on the back streets.
Fashion show.
Yes, lads.
It's a place to be.